Here are 10 hidden gem small machines that will generate huge profits in Africa. Most of these machines are overlooked by entrepreneurs, but have the potential of making you generational wealth. Hey guys, welcome back to Motherland Investors. I'm Sylvia, bringing you the latest business opportunities in the motherland. If you're new here, welcome. And if you are into African business, you are in the right place. Stay tuned. These machines aren't massive factory setups. They are small machines that you could even use in your basement. They are affordable and easy to operate. Almost anyone can invest in them and make huge returns. The best part is that most of them, and most importantly, the demand is already waiting for you. So let's dive in and make sure you stay for number 1 because it is a hidden gem no one is talking about. Number 10, an automatic egg incubator. Demand for chicken is skyrocketing across Africa. Black people all around the world love their chicken, and chicken remains one of the most affordable options for most families when it comes to protein. But there's a huge gap in the market for day-old chick supply. Yeah, I'm talking about the chicks that just hatch from the egg. A commercial incubator could cost you anywhere from about $800 to $2,000 a pop. They have the capacity to hatch about 500 to 1,000 eggs every 21 days. Each day-old chicken sells for about $1 to $2, depending on the country and the breed. Do the math, that's potentially anywhere from $500 to $2,000 every 21 days for a machine that you can easily fit in your backyard or your spare room. Countries like Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, and Tanzania have a massive unmet demand for one-day-old chicks. And you'll not just be making money, you'll be providing food security. Think about that. The next machine on our list is the soap making machine. Hygiene products are needed everywhere, but imported soaps could be a little bit for the average African consumer. That's where you come in with the solution, which is local production. A complete small-scale soap making machine will cost you about $1,000 to $3,000 a piece. The production cost for raw materials is about 20 cents for a bar of soap when it comes to production cost. Just imagine the margin. What makes this opportunity mind-blowing is the versatility. From basic laundry soap to premium skincare bars using local ingredients like shea butter or moringa. Everyone needs soap. And do you know this business is recession proof? You are guaranteed to sell all year round. Despite the fluctuations in the economy, soap is something that people will always buy. So there you have it, a machine that produces something that is in constant demand. Thank me later. Next up, we have the peanut butter processing machine. There's a massive value added opportunity here that is missing. And that's where you come in. As an entrepreneur, it could be life-changing when you find these gaps in the market. And this is one of them. Processing peanut butter for exportation can fetch a lot of money. This is an opportunity you can easily leverage using the peanut butter processing machine. These machines cost anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000. Have the capacity of processing grams of peanuts per hour. That's massive. And raw peanuts that are worth about $1 a kilo in Africa could be processed into peanut butter, which in turn could be sold for about $3 to $5 for that same kilo. The beauty here is that peanut butter is going to serve not just the local market, but could be easily exported to other parts of the world where peanut butter is highly consumed. And the secret here is to target markets with premium but natural and artisanal varieties of peanut butter. From Senegal to Sudan to Kenya and Ghana, Cameroon, Nigeria, the opportunity is continent-wide. There are peanuts everywhere in Africa. So the power here is in the transformation process. It's like transforming stones into diamonds. With peanuts, there's a lot of money that is being left on the table, and here's your chance to grab it with both hands. The next machine on earth is the charcoal briquette machine. I don't know if you have heard of this, but despite renewable energy growth processes on the continent, charcoal still remains the primary cooking source for many African households. But traditional production devastates forests and destroys the entire ecosystem. That's where the charcoal briquette press machine comes in. These machines cost between $1,000 to $3,000 on Alibaba and converts agricultural waste from things like coal and rice husks or even corn cobs into cooking briquettes. And production cost is minimal since as you are using local waste. The market extends to virtually every urban hub on the continent. These briquettes burn longer, they are cleaner, and are more consistent than traditional charcoal. They are also competitively priced, which means you're not just selling a solution to an environmental crisis, as well as the charcoal briquette machine is an easy business to start up and something you can easily scale. Next up, we have the paper bag making machine. Plastic bag bans are sweeping all across Africa, from Rwanda to Kenya and Morocco. This is a trend, and with time, it's going to snowball all across Africa. This has created a shift in the market where consumers are looking to alternatives. So you can easily leverage the paper bag making machine to make a lot of profit. These machines cost between $3,000 to $8,000 depending on the output capacity, and they can produce anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 paper bags every hour. And if you are using something like recycled papers as raw materials, they cost almost nothing. Considering that every retail business needs packaging and paper bags, from grocery stores to boutiques and pharmacies, the market share for this business is massive. You don't need to just sell paper bags. You could add a little bit of customization for a premium. You could incorporate things like logos, designs, or even messages on your paper bags. So in a sense, you'll be providing affordable branding to small businesses while being environmentally conscious. And that's a win-win. This is a market that is on the rise and is predicted to grow beyond leaps and bounds in the coming years, as many other countries are projected to follow in this plastic bag ban on the continent. So what are you waiting for to get your own paper bag manufacturing machine? Another machine that is not very much talked about is the medical glove making machine. The pandemic a few years back exposed Africa's huge dependence on imported medical supplies. And ever since, many countries have been trying to narrow that gap. And with gloves being one of the most critical and frequently used items in the medical field, making them on ground can 10x your income in no time. A small-scale glove production line could cost you anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, and it can produce around 5,000 to 10,000 gloves daily, and production is way lower than imported gloves from China. There's a huge opportunity here, considering that every medical facility across Africa needs a constant supply of medical gloves. While setting this business up may require certain regulatory compliances, given that it's in the medical field, many countries including Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya have created expedited pathways for essential medical supply production. What makes this opportunity exceptional is mostly because it is a combination of critical need and consistent demand, which guarantees market security. And several governments across the continent would offer like tax breaks to encourage you into manufacturing things like medical gloves. This machine is a money printer. If you are interested in any of these machines but don't know how to go about it, feel free to reach out to us by clicking on the link in the comment section below to hop on a call with us. We are open to answering any of your questions. The next machine on our list is the cassava processing machine. This machine attracted a lot of attention with the Russian-Ukrainian war because this exposed Africa's need to produce its own cereal. So cassava was presented as an alternative. The production of cassava in many African countries has seen a significant increase since then, but up to now, supply does not meet demand. That's why the cassava machine is such a game changer. Cassava is Africa's second most important crop after maize, yet traditional processing is very labor intensive and time consuming, which makes production very limited. But with this machine, things are about to change. A complete small-scale cassava processing machine will cost about $3,000 to $7,000, and it can transform cassava to high-value products like cassava flour and cassava starch, as well as garri. These machines can process up to 500 kilograms of cassava flour daily, with finished products selling about at least 3 to 5 times more than raw cassava. Just do the math. What makes this a unique opportunity is the capacity for diversification. The same machine that will produce cassava starch for industrial consumption. Cassava starch is on high demand in industries like the textile industry, and countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, and DR Congo produce massive amounts of cassava every year, but processing is almost inexistent. This machine will reduce processing time by about 80%. It will also improve production consistency and quality. This is not just profitable, it is also groundbreaking. Click on the link below. If this is a business you might be interested in, do not hesitate to jump on a call with us. for more details. Our next machine is the solar-powered irrigation pump. Across Africa, millions of small-scale farmers depend entirely on rainfall to grow their crops. This does not only limit them to about 1 or 2 planting seasons every year, but also trashes production or output by a huge margin. Imagine making it possible for farmers to be able to plant all year round according to demand. That would be huge. Solar irrigation pumps are the solution to this problem. Typically, a solar irrigation pump will cost about $1,000 to $3,000 and can irrigate anywhere from 1 to 3 acres depending on the crop and the water source. The magic here happens when you compare crops that are grown with irrigation and crops that wait for rainfall. Irrigated vegetables, for example, typically generate 3 to 5 times more vegetables and income than rain-fed crops. Think about it. This is an opportunity that works everywhere across Africa. Where there is a farm, there is a need, be it in Ethiopia, in Senegal, in Ghana, in Nigeria, name it. And the beauty of this system is that the irrigation pumps gets its power from the sun, so there's no need for fuel. You can also establish this as a service, which means you can deliver such a service to farmers all around your local area. There's an entrepreneur in Kenya that is servicing 200 farmers with just 15 solar pumps at a rotation basis, and he's making a lot of money with that single investment of 15 solar-powered water pumps. The next machine you should consider is the multi-grain thresher. It causes a lot of bottlenecks when it comes to harvesting and also generates significant losses. But this versatile machine will significantly improve the entire process. The machine itself costs about $1,200 to $3,000 and can thresh up to 1,000 kilograms of grains every day, which will normally take about 20 to 25 laborers to produce the same output. This machine threshes everything from maize to corn to sorghum to soybeans to rice and generally most grains. The brilliant aspect of this business model is the fact that it is mobile, which means you don't have to stay put with your machine. You could transport it to various communities according to demand and according to harvest seasons, maximizing usage as well as profits. This covers a huge market potential that many people ignore. The number one machine on this list that is being overlooked by so many people, and that is an untapped business sector, is the honey processing machine. Yes, you heard right. This is a business that is under our noses, but most people neglect it. Africa produces some of the world's most distinctive varieties of honey, yet most beekeepers sell and export raw and unprocessed honey for a fraction of its value. If you can invest in a honey processing machine with the amount of raw honey that is available in many African countries, the profit margins will be insane. A small-scale honey processing machine costs about $2,000 to $2,500 and can process over 100 kilograms of raw honey per day. Raw honey is normally purchased for about $3 to $5 a kilogram, but when it is processed and packaged, it goes for about $10 to $15 a kilo. Just think about that profit. Are one of the major exporters of honey in Africa. So having this machine in one of these countries, oh my God. The opportunity is not just in processing, but in branding and packaging. If you can transform raw honey into a premium product, you stand to make a lot of money. And honey is not just consumed locally, it is also widely exported, which means how much you make totally depends on how far you can scale. All of these machines create amazing opportunities for entrepreneurs willing to get into the African market, and the investment is vast and wide. It ranges from those with low budget to those with a high capital to spend. You can't go wrong with any of these machines. How much you make will depend on the execution, and you will not just be making a lot of money, but you also be addressing some of the problems affecting the African continent. If that's not reason enough to get into one of these businesses, then I don't know what is. If you found this video helpful, check out our video on the best manufacturing machines to invest in Africa this year. See you on the other side.